Best mates Freddie Flintoff and Jamie and Redknapp have teamed up to delve into their past for ITV's new three-part series, DNA Journey.
Tracing back their family history using DNA technology and genealogy, they discover the secrets of their past. And Freddie and Jamie not only meet family that they never knew they had, but also learn of a surprise royal connection.
He's in the magistrate's court. Because what has he done? He was hiring a car and then selling it. Not just once, twice.
I don't know what to say, Jamie.
I don't.
You look very smug, though.
No, I don't. No, it's good. Do you know why?
No, he does.
I know why I'm smug. Do you know why I'm smug? It's going to be all right. Because I know it's going to be OK.
Yeah?
It always comes out all right for Freddie.
You reckon?
Of course it does. I can feel it. I like the way this is going.
I'll be honest with you, I present Top Gear. I don't really need my great-grandfather nicking cars and selling them.
What cars are they?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, Jamie. You're all right with your medal, aren't you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, look, do you want to see it?
Well, Freddie and Jamie
Hi,
join us now. Did you do this, Freddie, because of the success of the first Ant Deck one?
Yeah, we saw it. I didn't watch it when it was on live, but they sent us a copy and we watched it. And one of the things about Out on Deck, though, is you watch them and they're just brilliant, aren't they? And you think, me and Redknapp can't do that. And it turns out that they're related at the end of it. So we did it, we watched it. Want to find out more about our family history, but I got to spend 2 weeks with Jamie as well. And I had my fingers crossed I was related, but look at the two of us. There's not a chance I'm related to him. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Jamie, were
look
you
at that,
apprehensive to do it a little bit? Because I guess you just don't know what they're going to find.
No, of course, Holly. But I was intrigued because I've got quite a small family unit. My dad was an only child, so I wanted to delve deeper into my dad's side of it. And to be honest, there weren't that many. There were some good surprises, but also some bad ones. And my mum's side as well. So it's lovely for my mum to see it and her side of the family. So it's going to, yeah, as you could pretty much imagine, mum's side come up smelling roses. Dad's not quite so much, but there's a few twists, put it that way.
And so what about you, Freddie? Were you apprehensive about what you might find?
Yeah, a little bit. And the more we went into it, I think Jamie describes it as the rascal gene, and it probably quite prevalent in both our families, and it explains a bit of my behaviour, I suppose, over the years. But yeah, you know your immediate family, but then you go tracing back, and you know it helps you explain probably why you are the way in which you are as well.
Like me, you're a very proud Lancastrian, and so were you concerned that maybe if you went back far enough, you might be from Yorkshire?
Oh, that'd have been the worst case scenario, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. Or possibly Australian. Imagine that. But you know what? We found out where we came from. I don't want to give too much away, but at the end of it, I couldn't be happier, to be honest. I was so happy.
Well, Jamie, you found out a bit of a family mystery. It was finally resolved. Could you tell us anything about that?
Well, actually, the mystery hasn't been resolved. It's like a Peaky Blinders situation, to be honest. And Freddie and I, we've already got the rights for it, Fred, haven't we? We're writing it. Freddie's going to play me, which is going to be a bit unusual. But no, there is some amazing stories along the way, and one certainly on my dad's side that was a complete and utter shock. But it's a lot of it was quite traumatic in a way, because there's part of the story which is quite uncomfortable for me. One of my ancestors lived in Liverpool for 12 years. I lived up there for 11 years. So I'm thinking this is going to be a really good story. Yeah. And it actually wasn't quite what I expected it to be. And I'm really looking forward to my dad seeing that, because that's going to make him smile. But he's also going to be a little bit like me, a bit shocked by what was the outcome.
And does sport...
It's an incredible story, James. You know, you watch things on, like, dramas and you see things like Peaky Blinders. That they can't hold a torch to what we find out about the Redknapps. You want to find out more and more and more and more. I reckon there's like 5 or 6 series in it. Unbelievable.
Freddie, is it to do with the Tottenham thing? Because I've got here that there was a bit of a link to Tottenham, but not about your dad.
Oh, sorry, Holly. Yes, there was. Well, that was a surprise, because we turned up at Tottenham Stadium, and obviously you're thinking, well, it has to be something to do with one of my family, and it wasn't. It was to do with Freddie's. A man called Sandy, who was an absolute legend. So we won't give too much away, but it was it was a very interesting story.
Told everyone.
No, don't worry, not yet. There's a little bit there left, Freddie.
How was the East End, Freddie?
Oh, it was different, wasn't it? They don't put gravy on the pies. They put some. What was that stuff they put on the pies? The green stuff.
Liquor, Freddie, liquor.
Liquor,
And
what's that
listen,
about?
you
That
just
was
got to
awful.
embrace it.
No,
I
jelly
told you, you've got to
deals.
embrace it.
How
Got
were
battery fish.
how were the jelly deals then?
They were better than I thought it was going to be, but what I was expecting, I wasn't expecting them to be up to much. I don't think they're going to be a delicacy in my house or something I eat very much of, but they were all right. But they need to start eating gravy down the East End.
Freddie, we saw with the Ant and Dec one, you see that at the end they kind of meet members of their family, people that they're related to. How did you find that? Did you meet up with anybody or was that on the cards?
I was a bit nervous about that, to be honest with you, because Jamie will explain, I'm not particularly good at meeting people. And I did do, and they were lovely people. But it was so much better because Jamie met so many people of his family. We went to the back of a pub and there was loads of them. And I was inviting them all around to Jamie's for Christmas dinner and Easter. And he was so good with them. But yeah, I was sat talking to this fella across from me, and I was looking at him thinking, yeah, I can see that we're related. We've got similar features, and you know, you're slightly ginger as well. I could see it.
How mad is that?
I watched the Ant and Dec one and loved it. And then suddenly at the end, you find out that there is a relationship, so they were related years ago. And then all of these other massive family members get together and they're all in a pub. And all I thought was, oh, God, a whole load more Christmas cards.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't you worried that, Jamie, that you find, you know, sort of relatives and think, oh, no, we've got the family, thank you. I don't need anybody else.
Well, Ant, we found out that Ant has only kept in touch with a billionaire. So, yeah. Whereas Freddie, when Freddie met all my family, you were out of order because Freddie started giving giving my mobile number to everybody. I mean, you loved that bit, didn't you, Fred?
Oh my God. I mean, do you know what? Beside the kind of story and sometimes it could be quite emotional, but just seeing you two together, I think, you know, this is a friendship, sort of league of their own. People know you from there, and you've been friends for a long time, and that banter between you is just really lovely to watch, actually.
Yeah, I think at times Jamie especially got quite competitive, and it was always one-upmanship. But at other times as well, you know, with Jamie, I've worked with him and know him so well now that I can push him so far and don't be fooled by his beautiful face. You know, he's quite hard as well, and he gives me a look just to cut me dead and tell me enough's enough. But it was just an amazing 2 weeks, spending time with him, finding out about your family, finding out about Jamie's family. I wouldn't have done it with anyone else, to be honest.
Oh, that's nice to hear. For you, Freddie, when you look at the whole experience, you know, it's a little bit apprehensive going into it. How significant do you think it was as a thing to do?
Yeah, it was nice because everyone wants to know where you come from, or I did anyway. And I had thoughts on what I'd like it to be. But when you delve a little deeper, it explains, one, possibly some behaviour in your life, two, why you're drawn towards certain people or certain places. And for me, quite a lot of things were explained. And I'm still a work in progress, don't get me wrong, but I understand myself a little bit more now.
Oh, that's good. And what about you, Jamie? For you, would you say there were significant things in there?
Yeah, there was. I mean, and the fact, obviously, like Freddie said, to do it with one of my best mates, to spend time with him, and I actually enjoyed as much when it was about Freddie as what it was when it was about me, because you felt that sort of pain and the shock of some of the things that went on. I mean, there were tears. We laughed a lot, and obviously in a tremendous amount of enjoyment. And yeah, I'm so pleased I did it. It was an amazing experience. I can't wait for my kids to watch it and my family, just to maybe understand a little bit what it was like, and certainly my mum, because there's a beautiful story about one of my mums. I think it's a great granddad. Wow. So that's going to be that's going to be a really nice moment for her.
Well, we can all watch it. DNA Journey, Wednesday at 9 p.m. on ITV. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thanks for having us.
Take care.
Thanks, guys. See you later.